Well, maybe you'll hear from Andy now that you're giving this shout out to him. That you're.
No, I mean it. I'm not trying to stroke him. I'm telling him the truth. He really built a great little empire, and entertainment value. That's why people turn in. People like this. So who am I to say the Housewives of New Jersey suck? I'm not saying that. That's not my flavor. That's all I'm saying is, but it's entertainment, and a lot of people enjoy it. And I want it to be successful. Every one of them. Every one of them I want to be.
Where are you with Louis now? I mean, you were upset. He said this about you.
I talked to Louis after this, and he was a little peeved at me when I did my interview, and because I said, Louis, you can't do this to me. You can't think I'm a professional, and you brought my professionalism down when you threw my name out. I'm not a hired hooker. You didn't hire me, first of all. It ain't your hooker. And I came down and I got mad at him on the phone, and believe me. You don't want Bo being mad at you. And I got a little, and I went after Joe too publicly, and it came back to me through someone, and I said, look, very simple. He keeps doing this, and if he calls me a liar, that pisses me off. And then I'll do an investigation for free, and I won't even tell him, and then let the cards fall.
Well, you and I are now fast friends. We've been sitting here for a minute, and these people, I mean, would you do an investigation on, Joe Gorga and Melissa for free for me?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, I thought I would ask you.
I'm not interested. You don't want to know something? Again, I'm a professional.
You are. Listen, I've said this. This is nothing to do about you. I've always said, because a lot of these people go on reality TV. Yeah. Things come out.
Oh, they've asked me to do reality TV for years.
Have they?
I just said they wanted to do who I've had at Rayo's table, like a table at Rayo's with all these famous people. And you want to know something? I wouldn't impose on my guests on my table. I had the most famous. I got a story for you, a good one. Warren Buffett. Been up there half a dozen times. That cheap bastard never picked up the check once. When he comes up there, and then he calls me about 4 years ago. Bo, how you doing? Good, Warren. And I actually flew out there to Omaha, and I ate some steak in this cafeteria. The steak was like my shoe leather, and I'm eating it, I'm chewing it, and Warren's going, Bo, is that great steak? Yeah, great steak, Warren. It sucked. All right, now, I get him, and he calls me up. He goes, Bo, how's my favorite Italian restaurant doing? Oh, it's good. He goes, I'd like to come up with Charlie Rose before Charlie got in trouble with 2 other guys. I said, good. I said, I got my table. I could put 8 people, 10 people on there. I said, I got 2 of my clients coming up there. You're welcome to join me and be my guest like you always are. Silence. His secretary calls me and said, oh, no, Mr. Buffett wants your table. I said, you know what? Tell Mr. Buffett he doesn't do no business with me. And every time I ask him for a charity for cancer, children with cancer, or any charity, that cheap bastard never gave me a penny. With all that money, I don't care about Warren Buffett. I'd rather have you, David, than Warren Buffett at my table.
I'm ready any day you are.
Well, I like you. Him, he's a phony baloney when he doesn't give money to charities, really good charities. This is what he should be doing right now, helping other people.
What's your favorite dish?
You got it. It's a threefold. Okay. You start with the appetizer here, real fast. Yes. You got the seafood salad's the best. Baked clay is the best. They do their own peppers with mozzarella, and then you have a new one with the calamari with the cherry peppers, the red sauce. Ooh, that's good. It's good. And then we do a macaroni. Maybe we'll do a little of that green shit. What's that called?
Pesto.
Pesto. And then we'll have one with the sausage and mushrooms with the red sauce. Or the stuffed shells with the bolognese. Then we jump into the main course, so you have to pace yourself. Don't eat too much bread. The bread's the best. Then we jump in the main course. The lemon chicken's really good. Eggplant parmesan's the best around. And then we go, believe it or not, lamb chops. They make great lamb chops. Then we could do a veal marsala or the other one I like, steak pizzioli. They make that nice. Then you got to leave room for the spumoni and the dessert, a little coffee. And then when you leave there, you feel like you're pregnant.
Yeah, then you just go home and go to bed.
Yeah.
There's nothing that shocked you is there something that's just in your business? You mean you don't have to give confidential, information, but like what's something that's like shocked you out of someone that's come in? To me, it's like a comedy of errors. You know what, David? Like I would think, like David, people are just. You got to remember, you're talking to a man whose head's been there for a lot of years. I've been around for a while. Yeah,
I've handled so many. Tens of thousands of cases, tens of thousands. I'm not talking hundreds, tens of thousands of cases. And there's so many of them where I got really satisfaction out of helping people. To me, That's the most important thing to this day. And I hate when people are frightened, when people are in fear. I call myself the fear killer because I don't want anyone to live in fear. It's the worst thing in the world, someone to be afraid. And people come to me and they're afraid, and I tell them, calm down, I'll help you. And I tell you what, it ain't unusual for me and Mike Ruggiero to jump in the car, the two of us together, if there's a problem. Here's one real fast one. What was her name from the movie? The Chicago beautiful girl that was in Once Upon a Time in America, Tuesday Weld. Okay. Tuesday Weld was being stalked for years and years. I think she was married to Pinkus Zuckerman, the violin player. Am I on the right thing?
Now you're out of my comfort zone.
Okay, so now she was being threatened, and I had met her. Pinkus and her. I get a call from Pinkus that this guy who's been stalking her for the last 3-4 years. She was in that movie in Chicago. He was stalking her for years. She was scared stiff. I said, "Where is he?" He's down on Central Park West. I'm in the middle of my dinner. I threw my fork down. I jumped in my car. Wow! I shoot over there. Sure enough, I get in. I see the guy down there. I go, "Get in the car." He gets in the car. I take a bat from the back of my car. I said, "Let me tell you something right now. If you continue this, you see this bat? This will be off of your friggin' head. Do not come around Tuesday Weld anymore. She's got friends, and I'm her friend. And look at my eyes. Don't forget my eyes, because the next time you see me, this bat will be going over your head." He went away. Never came back. So that was a satisfaction.
This is why I'm happy that you're my new friend.
Well, I don't like to threaten people, but you know, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, she has to live in the fear for her life all these years. What about her feelings? I mean, people don't understand that. You know, if you got to get tough, you got to get tough. When I took over the carpenters union, I had all these organized crime guys call me. We know where you live, Bo, and all. So I went up to Rails. I talked to, because I out-organized crime, a lot of guys. For some reason, I have a great rapport with every one of these Italian businessmen for a reason. I do nothing for them. No way can you ever get me involved with them. But I have a respect factor. When I was a detective, I was asked to work in organized crime. I says, how can I work in organized crime? I grew up with John Gotti, Ralphie, Joey Scopo. I says, I know everybody. I used to drive Ralphie Scopo when I was 18 years old, when I was construction worker, to Fat Tony Salerno, head of the Genovese. So they all knew me. You know what my name was? Bo the Cop. And when that nun got raped, you know who called me up? Fat Tony Salerno. I had to meet him in the Colonial. He said, "What are you doing this case?" I said, "Tony, we got nothing to do with it." He goes, "You and your Irish partner, that's bullshit." He says, "You guys are the best guys we ever had up in Harlem, taking out all the gangs, all the guys killing people." This was told to me by Fat Tony. Now I go to Tommy and I said, "Tommy, we're going to get on this case." I asked my captain for 3 days to work on it and read the first 90 pages of One Tough Cop, the greatest investigation